Hey guys, it is Friday, which means we are back with another episode of Marketplace. This is episode 4 and week 4 of this. Basically, in this series, what I do is talk through the Grand Exchange, any changes in the game for this week, and any massive price changes, which could lead to some decent money makers for the weekend and the following week. So the big news for this week is now that Necromancy now has a release date. It is the 7th of August. I'm going to do a little Road to Necromancy video, along with some Slayer tasks as well, and sort of pull out my plans really. We've got a month and a week to prepare for it, and really I want to push for these last 5 weeks. Just get the most items possible into the account and everything ready. Obviously with that, we'll be coming to you guys with some more guides, some more things of what I'm doing for Necromancy, things I think will be beneficial. And yeah, looking forward to it. The trailer, if you haven't seen it, is on their YouTube channel. It is very good. It's very well done, very well put together as well. So definitely go and give that a view. I'll try and chuck it in the description or the comments just so you guys can have a look. In terms of other updates as well, the Golden Cape is back. There was a bit of a problem with it last week, so that's been extended to the 30th to the 2nd. Really, it's more of like a patch note and nothing too massive as well. Obviously, the big updates came last week, which was the Woodcutters Grove and also the Necromancy stuff, the Parcels from the Dead, which was pretty cool. Right, so let's go to the Grand Exchange. So obviously last week, the rares sort of pretty much took up most of the price rises, and now they've sort of sorted themselves out, so they're now out of the picture. What we'll be stuck with for a little while is going to be things like these wood spirits, the new frames, and the other stuff linked to basically the Woodcutters Grove and from woodcutting as well. And like I said before, these items will sort of like plague the Grand Exchange for a little while because they're changing in price so dramatically. Once the Grand Exchange catches up and amends their price properly, they will drop off and go away from there. So things like the wood spirits, again, they're not that essential. They're not that. They are good for some logs and it will be beneficial. But again, it's like mining. They're not really there. They're not really nothing to pay attention to. Elder frames obviously are here and will be rising for a while because their price is so low. Elder logs are roughly around 7 to 8k at the minute. So depending on what price they're selling the elder frames for, again, they're really good construction XP. Check the margins, might be worth flipping them. Frames actually have a 10k buy limit, so they are massively volatile, but also could be very good profit. And you could make a lot of money churning the planks into the frames, so always keep an eye on for that as well. Tree Shaking Scrimshaw obviously rose a lot because of the bird's nest, and that's where people get MVPs for the hatchet. If you have any ancient bones, and if you've got the ability to make them free, now is a good time to sort of cash out on them. Even though they're selling here for 640k, you're probably pushing more of a mil. The last time I bought some a couple of days ago, I was paying like 950 each, which if you've got the bones, I believe there are only 2 Asian bones each, is actually decent. Scrimshaws, not as much for you to be, so if you've got any, that is a very good way to cash out. Maple Willow frames and all the other ones down here as well. Like I said, they're still trying to find a price and they're still trying to settle. Obviously, if you've got some ideas with doing that as well, if you want to do some construction for money-making methods, definitely look at them. I'll definitely test the price. I still think things like Maple and Acadias will be more expensive because they're more niche and not done as often. But again, test your margins, see which ones work best for you and see which ones are more profit. The Slayer wildcard is still going strong. That's 8k now, and it still will keep on going up because of how useful it is. Again, very limited supply. I think we'll probably end up getting another way of getting these in the game soon, whether it's for another promotion or they just bring them into Invention or just as a drop. I know the minigame with Movran and the Slayer is pretty dead. That'd be a good way to bring them in, but until then, they'll be very high. Death Lotus Hood, that will only be linked to components. I think they do silent components. Elder Refined Planks, again, just due to new item and just needs to settle. Artisanal Gears, same with the wildcard. They're new treasure hunter items, very limited supply. They'll take a while to settle. Briar Torch, or whatever that is an item from Croesus, linked to woodcutting. Again, because there's such a demand on woodcutting, people want to woodcut. That has gone up. Unicorn Horn Dust, Super Antis are making something like 17 to 20 mil per hour profit. Again, not best herb XP, but massive profit, so that's why they're going up. Don't think the herb is so expensive, so Super Antipoisons, if you're a lower level, definitely something to look into because you will make a lot of money. Dragon Bones, Hardened Dragon Bones from Addy and Rune Dragons, they'll be going up for a while because they're the ones which haven't been like completely done over by this supply from Parcels of the Dead. So Revelite, basically the archaeology items just sort of take their time, take their turn on like what's one going to go up. This is quite high though, 9k for that is pretty decent, so that could be a decent spot to camp if you have like a couple of ults doing archaeology components or archaeology spots. That's not too bad. Keys of the Crossing, this was always going to go up eventually. It took that much of a drop, and with the rumours that this is going to be the best way to train Necro, these will remain high. Now might be the best time to go do some Slayer, make sure to get corrupted creatures, soul devourers as well, and just keep the keys in your bank for a way to earn some XP at some point. Death Lotus Chap, so if you've got the import items to make this, that could be looking to as well. Water Runes are back up, but still very cheap compared to where they used to be. Keramos again, like Everlight Silver, that's on its way up. Dragon Scale Dust, which is a secondary you can collect, that's only going up due to links to potions. Priory Brimstones and all the other sorts of soils make so much money doing the Sift Soil spell. I might be doing another video on it. The first one I did a couple of months ago is really well. It still gets views now, but it's getting to the point now where these are breaking 10 to 12 mil per hour. And for something which you can do on an alt, AFK at the bank, very good profit. They do change which one's best at a time, but I think Zami and Sara do very well. Very, very well. Moving on. So other stuff which is worthwhile. Chins are slightly going up, but again, no real use. Herbal ingredients linked to overloads, always going up. Portables as well, 5.9k for a well. That's not too bad. Again, nowhere near as expensive as they used to be. These planks working their way up. Again, new item. Chaos Raw coming up again. Maybe people aren't doing Zami as much. Sharp Shell Shard for Dino Arrows. Certain things for Dino Arrows are really good GP per hour. I think the shells are around 7 to 8 mil, but the Dino Repellent is 15. And for something you don't need any items for, that is serious profit. So if you had a new account, so you're looking to make money quick, crafting and fire making are two big money makers, and they're probably the routes I would go down. Super energies, again, linked to some form of herb lore, although that is very expensive. I don't think an Avanto's too high in price, so you'd be asking a question about a mushroom, what the price of that, and whether that's good money as well. Herb lore secondaries, and as long as they're the right ones and they've got no real way of coming in the Grand Exchange, can be very good money. Dragonmatic will definitely be doing a video on Big Game Hunter. I just need the time to record it because it's going to be a bit more in depth than normal. Super prayer potions going up will probably be down to Wyvern Bones, and yeah, pretty standard sort of run through. Gold bar is just under 2k. Again, gold bar is one of those items. As soon as it hits something like 1.4k, I will buy it. Here it really did spike at 2.5, but gold bars are just a high price. Gems are so cheap. Gold bars are now more expensive too. So looking at this map, it's been a while since they've reached 1.5k, 1.4. So I'd probably look at pick up around here, 1.7, 1.8. Store them in the bank, and then whenever you need some AFK, just make some jewelry. Right, so price falls. Again, we're going to be spammed with the crypt stuff from the current event. We're going to be spammed with a lot of we're going to be spammed with a lot of cosmetics. So here, most of the first chunk of the page is cosmetics. Elder logs on the way down, they're always going to be going down because they just come in that much. Dragon hatchets, again, going down because the demand's gone. Oak logs, they've gone down. However, one thing to keep an eye on is the plank price. If the plank price sort of stays flat, that's not too bad. This is quite big. Mahogany at 1k per lot, plank, is cheap. That's never been a price there. Now, this is because mahogany workbenches and mahogany tables are no longer a meta. However, for 1.1k per plank, I'm thinking that is an opportunity to invest if you're doing long-term construction gains like myself. The thing is, with the new construction methods, they're going to be very expensive because of what you're going to need. However, if you want to do something like 99 construction, mahogany planks, you're still going to get 400 or 500k an hour, and that's without things like the prime knowledge bombs, bonus XP, stuff like that. If you're planning for your next bonus XP and you want to be doing construction, if you want to be getting 99, that's not a bad time to invest, in my opinion. Obviously, you guys do whatever you want with your money. The frames and the Fort Frame Free is going to be nice and AFK, nice and chill, and probably quicker XP. But considering how quick old school XP was and how quick people could rack 99 up, 1.1k from mahogany plank is not bad at all. And because of other things as well, teak frames on its way down, teak planks are on its way down, the soul die because it's been around for a bit, on its way down. Note paper as well, cheap, under 400 GP for that now. Stonewall segments on the way down. Good time to pick this up, and can be a good investment as well. Obviously, anytime Room 3 does an update, Stonewall segments are needed for this. Obviously, I'd be waiting a little bit longer for them to come down because it really did peak, but I think if they settled it 10k, maybe 15k, I'd be picking 1,000 or 2 up because they really do have a chance of spiking because they are the constant at Fort Frame Free. But again, my opinion, that's what I would do. That's what I would invest in. And that's basically what I want to say to you guys. This is how I look through stuff. This is what I pick out, and that's what I buy. Wooden frames, they are going down, which is a bit of a shame really, because that was like a very good entry-level moneymaker for new accounts. Bit sad that that's gone. Oak planks are down. Again, the logs crashing, so the planks would follow suit. Check your margins though, because there might still be a chance you could make some money off it with the frames as well. Golden roses on its way down, which links to penance powder, which is the whirly gigs, the hunter method. So that will be a bit down on sort of profit for a while, so there's no real point touching that. Air bones again on the way down. Manuscripts of Wen are crashing, which is nice for like the PVMers because that's a very cheap price, and because the manuscripts are going up, they were expensive for a while. Anima is absolutely hitting the floor, so the arrows are very, very cheap. Now I'm buying I'm buying a mil of full anima, and I'm going to be saving an awful lot of money for that. It's averaging out at the minute for me to buy them at like 25 each, even though I got the offering for 52 each. Emerald rings, again, these could be decent. They're always the banker method on the main account if I ever wanted to do some Mage XP and make some profit. Limestone bricks, again, demand's gone. Lanternines crashing, which I would look into. White berries are 4k. Again, still good money if you want to collect them, but there could be better things now. Penance powder at 500k is actually making it very worthwhile to do PVM with them or Slayer tasks with them as well. And Wine of Sammy's at Wine of Sar at 54k. There's room for them to go down, but yeah, there's a couple of items on the falls list which I'd be looking at and definitely thinking, you know, there might be some possibility there. Especially those mahogany planks for trading more than flipping, because for flipping, I think they're now sort of out of the eyes of absolute meta. But I think if I was going to train construction, that's getting to a point now where that's actually quite a decent price. But again, it's all up to you, all up to what you guys want to do. Eric Bones, again, might be worth picking up a couple, just ready for Necromancy. But yeah, that's it. I'm just going to quickly go through the valuable trades as well, because the rares have now caught up to their price. So it gives you a realistic idea of like what the price is now. And the hats do seem to be wobbling a little bit. I think the only reason they kept the prices before is because people used to hoard them. They were out of supply, and that meant that prices went up. But for me, in terms of items I want to buy, the Orlando Smith's hat's just under 9 bill. But the Last Guardian is 3.2 bill, which I think is pretty achievable very soon. Fractured Staff of Armor, 2.5 bill, we could buy that. And yeah, I think this update of like extending the max cash has made everything a lot more accessible. A lot easier to get like max sets and max armors, because once you went past the max cash, it was a bit of a ball ache to go and get. But yeah, it's nice to see the price of the top stuff now, and nice to see what to trade for. But yeah, that's pretty much this episode of this week. Obviously, if you guys know of anything like which is very good money makers, things which are changing, things you're investing in, obviously if you want to let us know, drop in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed this week. We've been doing very well in these videos, so thank you all for the likes, thank you all for the love, and I'll see you guys very soon for another video, and next week for Marketwatch episode 5. Thank you all again.